Hello and welcome to another Let's Play section on this channel, and it is today we have NBA 2K14 just been released in the last couple of days, and it is from what we've played so far, it's as you'd expect, same as all the other years. And today we're going to show you some of the MyPlayer career mode, because to be honest, as you can, there's lots of options on here, but to be honest, the rest of it's, you don't have to, you can play if you want, but my career is where it's at, as they say. And we've already started this career, so we've already created our character. We haven't got to do any of that, but there's lots of options you can do. As you can see, there's my character there, Delton Funkington. And before the game, you see the stats appear, career high stats appear on that little panel. He does a. You can update these. These pre-match huddles, and you have like pre-match routines that you can unlock as you go up. There's loads of stuff to unlock: upgrades, skills, signature moves. As you'll see, each player has. A lot of the players have signature moves and signature skills. Like one guy might be quicker at running the break. One guy might be really tough to knock down. He can do he can take the charge, and people can't get around him. So he's a movable object. Like Dwight Howard, probably there. We're playing as a point guard stroke shooting guard, so we can play both positions. Pretty much a point guard, a shooting point guard. There's loads of options. You've got 5 different positions, different heights, different skills, different defensive, athletic, shooting, passing, all sorts of things. And in the MyPlayer mode, you play as one guy, and as you see, you start off on the bench usually. Well, as you get better, in the game I've carried this on, and I've actually made it as a starter now. I don't do that well in this game, just in case. But you can see basically what's going on. You can change the camera, but this is the default camera view. The game, unless you turn it off, will indicate who you're meant to be marking, because that's important. If you lose it, you lose. You see where it says C at the top, that is your game teammate grade, and it kind of gives you a general indication how well you're playing, other than just statistically, which is next to it. You've got points, and then all the other things. Field goal percentage, assists, rebounds, that sort of thing. Obviously, certain types of players, if you're familiar with basketball, I mean to tell you any of this, but if you're not, smaller players can't get rebounds. Well, I find it harder to get rebounds, blocks and stuff like that. But it doesn't. In this version, seems to be a bit more physicality in terms of blocks are made not easier, but in previous games, it tended to be more of a feeling that they would just run through you no matter where you were. Now, I've got quite a few blocks with this character already, and he's not small, but he's not a big guy, and I've managed to block some big guys. So they seem to have, well, it's not sold necessarily. I've seen it a couple of times, but the only thing I find difficult is dribbling. I mean, there's so many dribbling moves you can do, but the AI, like in the FIFA games, like in the most sports games, they don't tend to buy the dummies that often. So you're just wandering around and they don't move, and you can't get past them. I mean, it might just be because I'm not very skilled, but even having said that, I was a good steal there. Even having said that, I do manage to, I feel as if I'm doing something with the dribbling a bit more than in the previous games. We're going for 3 and mixed, of course. I'm not very skilled at this point. I've upgraded the skills a little bit with a few good performances and some drills and stuff. So in later games, I'm scoring more points from jump shots and able to drive the basket a little bit better. Get a few more assists. It's just quite tough because your teammates tend to miss a bit more than the last game. I was playing as Houston in my last in NBA 2K13. Was this 2K? No, this is 14. God, it gets confusing sometimes. And as 2K13, and you would pass it into, say, who was I playing as? Someone like Ashik or whatever, and bam, to score. You pretty much always you get a lot of assists quite quickly. But in this, maybe it's just because I'm playing the Jazz, and they are hideously underrated. But their big men quite often miss. Or maybe it's just they've updated it, so it's a bit more realistic in terms of who hits what. It was a bit unrealistic in the last one, so that's good. You work harder to get your assist. What it's always good at is it's fantastic at creating a TV presentation atmosphere. It's always been like that. Games have always been amazing, easily the best of any sports game at creating the feeling that you're watching a telecast. FIFA tries to do that, but it doesn't quite. It's more disconnected. This is much more personal, and the commentary is the best. Only thing I would criticise when you're playing as a MyPlayer mode and you're playing as one team, you'll hear a lot of the same bits of commentary over and over again for your team, and that's unavoidable. I would say. How else do you can't just record infinite lines of dialogue. In the future, what you'll have is some sort of AI commentator continue actually calling it as it happened, but that's a long way off. But at the moment, I can't see. There's not really that many ways of making this better, other than just simple volume of commentary. And I know this video is quite long, so I won't be talking through the whole thing. I will leave you to just watch this. Watch the end of the game. You can see it's not a nail. It's not going to be a nail biter. But you can watch it if you want. I'll only talk for the first X number of minutes or something, so don't worry about that. You can listen to it later on. You can just really take in. This is probably the best sports game for creating an atmosphere of the sport, I think, that's out there. And it's been like that every year, and every year they make it better. This year I don't know really what's different. I mean, there are different things. There's this road to this LeBron thing. I don't care because I don't really like him, so I'm not ever going to play that. You can be him, do his career or whatever. And then there's all the other modes. Oh, there's a Euro League basketball as well, which is fun. But you know, if they didn't put it in, it would make a difference. But that's fun. And there's all sorts of other modes, like career modes and draft, franchise mode, and all this sort of business. But I tend to just play the career mode because it has that RPG feeling, and you feel as if you're part of the team rather than controlling the whole team, which is obviously acceptable. But I don't know, this is better. This is the best mode, and it's easily the best MyPlayer mode out there because it's not. Because you're only playing as one of 5 players, and you haven't got that sort of. I'm playing. The FIFA has it, but you just 1 of 11, and you could easily go the whole half without barely touching the ball, and let you running around everywhere trying to do everything. And this, even when you're not doing something, you're doing something because it's a limited number of options. If you're the point guard, you always get the ball. If you're the centre, you're always occupying the space, trying to get rebounds. And so on. If you're small forward or a shooting guard, you might not see the ball as much. But when you do, you're the one they're going to look to score with shots and cuts and moves and blocks. And so you're always doing something. And it's tough. As you can see by this game, it's not easy. Certainly not when you start. But once you've leveled up a bit, it seems to get a bit too easy. But I think they've solved that this time by not allowing the skill level to be set below All-Star. I think there are 5 or 6, and All-Star is like the medium hard one. Because I think in previous games you could set it lower, and then you would just, by the end of the season, you're scoring 40-50 points a game easily. And just basically doing everything and winning every match. This seems to be tougher. The AI doesn't. It blows you out a lot. Oops. Good offensive rebound. It blows you out a lot. Massive wins. So at the start, I was getting battered and thinking, what's the point? So you just work on your own skills. You can play yourself. Just try and do better than you did before, even if your team's losing. There's a lot of games, a lot of chances to improve, and you don't have to play every match. You can just simulate to the key games. But I kind of feel that if you do that, you're missing a lot of. You only basically, if you're playing as Utah, you only play the same sort of teams all the time because they're the rival games, the key conference games and stuff like that. So you miss a lot of the additional flavour in the game, like all the other teams' commentary, all the other teams' players. So it's nice. I'm not sure if you can, but I don't think you can skip to a specific game in the season and say I want to play this game and just skip to that. I haven't seen that yet.
Then we'll be back here right after that for the second half. And now, brought to you by Sprint.
So yes, this is the halftime report as well. That's just further reinforces it. It's trying to make you think you're watching a season game. Gives you good highlights, good analysis. Not good analysis, but, you know, good for a game anyway. Tries to focus a bit more on what you've done as well, because you haven't necessarily done all the exciting things, but tries to, shows me making mistakes. Thanks for that.
And for the Jazz, they've been struggling a bit. The
Play
way they're
your
racking
assist
up
there,
fouls hard to watch. They gotta play smarter. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
At first, you don't start with many minutes. You're quite often on the bench. You're not going to be scoring a lot of points. But it's surprising how quick you do get your minutes added to. I said I've played, say, third of the season, and I'm already in the starting lineup. So then I just shoot a lot. So I make sure I've whacked up the mid-range shooting, and I just get every time I get a mid-range shot, I just tend to take it. And I've scored quite a few of them, so it's, and no one else seems to be scoring. So.
Well, he's established himself as one of the league's premier clutch performers, you know, with some unbelievable plays down the stretch and tight ball games.
And I don't think we can talk about him without also mentioning his tendency to just erupt and string together a bunch of baskets in a row in a real short period of time.
It's very satisfying when you do something well as well. When your team scores, even if you're not involved in it, you do get caught up. And yeah, it's easy to just be interested in, oh, I've got 20 points, I don't care if the team wins. But you get a bonus if the team wins. And you do end up caring, like hopeless defence again. You get annoyed when someone scores on you.
A huge drop-off, so no major concern. You know, Jeremy Lin made a lot of strides last season on the court, guys, but I think in order for him to take his game to the next level,
you get annoyed when they don't pass you when you're in good position as well.
Consistent threat from outside. If he can home in on that three ball, I think it'll be much more difficult to defend.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
I think probably if you're if you're a new player and you're picking, I think the best one to pick is a power forward, because you can make yourself pretty tall, so you can do everything then. You can make yourself reasonable at shooting, you can make yourself tall enough to get rebounds, blocks, passing skills, that important. You can probably get a few assists. And you're not having to worry about calling plays and do ball movement and the hard thing, which is dribbling, because post move scoring is it's quite fun learning how to do it. See, they should have passed me there. So I would recommend that if you're starting off. It's easy to what I mean about the middle range. As soon as I get that bam, I take the shot. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave you with the game. You can watch the rest of the highlights. I think you probably know the result already, but you can just take in the atmosphere, just see how the game unfolds, and to see this is you're playing this pretty much it. All the courts are different, commentary's different. Different players have different ways of playing, and you'd have to learn that. Knowledge of basketball is certainly useful. And if I'm marking Jeremy Lin, he doesn't take too many jump shots. He'll drive the basket and cut and stuff like that. So you know when he's get the ball, you know to watch out for the run, and so you know don't leap in and try and get a block, because you know he's not necessarily going to.
When you get an inflow influx of talent through the draft.
You know he's not going to take a random three-point shot.
Think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball?
And likewise, if you know you've got Dwight Howard, foul him because he's not very good at shooting the free throws or whatever. So, yeah, and you'll actually learn a lot about basketball from playing this. I did. I don't know that much, but a lot of it's come from this game. It inspired me to. There I go saying about him, but he's not that good at it, so you don't mind him taking the shot. And after the game, you have press conference. You got asked a question based on the match. You have, I think that's in the video. I can't remember.
Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player.
You have the ability to upgrade your skills and do training drills to try and improve individual skills and get more skill points to level yourself up and blah blah blah.
And by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player.
There's the thing that there's a lot to it, and this is only one mode. As I said, there's quite a few other modes. I barely even touch most of the time playing by myself. I play this for the whole time, and it's a brilliant game. It's one of the best sports games. I've played the same as last year. So if you played last year, you know it's good. And if you're not interested in basketball, this might interest you, but also it might. It's just basketball. So. It's not going to change your mind on the sport if you hate it. But I'd much rather play this than most other sports. I think any other sports game. I think it's the best sports series out there. And if they can change the wrestling games, the WWE 2K games, as they have for this is miles better. I used to think NBA Live was the best series, and then I started playing this and I think, oh my god, NBA Live is rubbish.
Changes the way you play. Now you don't want to attack. You don't really want to.
So the NBA Live's got a lot to do to be better than this. But anyway, I shall leave you to it. Enjoy the fourth quarter. I shall see you later. Well, thanks for listening and watching and all those other things.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Lynn with it. He dishes it to Harden. Back to Lynn. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Jazz trail by 17. Outside Jefferson. Feeds it to Burks. A three-pointer off the mark.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
And they get it back. That's good. That's 28 points for Dwight Howard.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Park. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
The dish to Burks. Shot on the wing. It's rebounded by Parsons. Parsons got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Stolen. And now it's Burks running. He can go all the way. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Jefferson dishes to Biedrich. Back to Jefferson. Now the pass to Primetime. He feeds it to Favors. Camby with the steal. Now here's Lynn. Lynn gets a screen from Harden. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Houston making a switch. Brooks checked in. And the Jazz with possession here. Trailing by 17. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, they really took it on the chin that last time out, and the difference was the turnover differential. When you look at the stat sheet, they were so careless with the ball, and those mistakes were just too much to overcome.
Rockets leading by 17. Harden kicks to Parsons. The feed to Brooks. On the wing, Harden fires for 3. Can't get it to go. The Jazz go the other way with it. What about Clark, what Steve just talked about? How was it possible for them to turn the ball over so much in that game?
Well, I mean, the defense was outstanding. Now, you got to give some credit where credit is due. But they also were a little sloppy at times with the ball.
Lock at 6. Here's Burks. A beautiful reverse layup.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
Houston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Harden kicks to Parsons. Dishes to Howard. It's Brooks on the wing. Three-pointer. And Derek Favors pulls it down. The Jazz have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Pass to prime time. Favors with a screen on Brooks. Kicks it to Burks. Off the screen. The shot is off.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And this...
The team struggled to stay in the game tonight, and the final score ended up not being even close. Do you think there was anything you or the team could have done differently to change the outcome?
Probably scored more points. I think if a few more of our shots went in, yeah, we could have won the game. Math was never my best subject, but I'm pretty sure that's how it would work out. Oh, and another thing. We could have not let them score as many points. So if we scored more and they scored less, I definitely think we would have won. Don't quote me on that, though. No, wait, actually, on second thought, please do quote me on that. I might even have to tweet that later tonight.